Hey everybody, Alex K, and in between test drives, you can usually find me here in the Digital Trends game room, where I'm usually honing my skills as best as I can with all the racing games that we have. This week, we've had the Gran Turismo Sport beta on hand, and I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the stuff we've been seeing so far. So for a long time, the Gran Turismo series was almost like the go-to game for people who wanted more of a simulation experience and not more of an arcadey thing in between actual driving. You know, the Gran Turismo series has had its challenges since then, and now with this latest version, it's the first time we're seeing it on the PlayStation 4. And it's exciting, but there are a couple things that stand out. For instance, overall, the Gran Turismo Sport beta has shown us that this is going to be more Gran Turismo, and that's for better or for worse. You might not see that much innovation, but the main core of the game, the stuff that's really familiar, is still there, and that's exciting. Polyphony is really set in their ways of how they do stuff, and that's really apparent in this game. Of course, it looks a lot better. The graphics are really more crisp, and we're sort of at that point where you know, all the graphical fidelity is amazing, but you can still see that they focus on rendering the cars really, really well, and then there's still some rough edges, like places where they've cut corners, things in the distance, trees, that kind of stuff. It's something that we would have given a pass in previous iterations, but now that we're on modern hardware, it's sort of, I don't want to say unforgivable, but it stands out. There is still going to be a career mode, there's still multiplayer. There's still like an arcade version where, well, the arcade mode rather, it doesn't track your career and you can sort of jump in. The sport mode is where you go and compete outside of multiplayer for specific daily races. They're not, you are competing with other people. So what's interesting about sport mode is that your driving is being tracked in one of two ways. There's your driver rating. Your driver rating goes up as you drive well and as you continue to be fast. It doesn't specify what affects that. You start at E and you work your way up to A. The other way is your sportsmanship rating. This is a way to sort of classify you with people who have similar ratings. What affects this is if you drive off course, if you're cutting corners, you do get point penalties, but you also get your driver rating goes down. So what's new, visually speaking, is obviously improved graphics. The cars look amazing. They have amazing interiors. You also have this new heads-up display that has a multi-function display. Apart from your mini-map, which is still on the screen, that gives you a map of the whole course, you have a sort of smaller live map of where you're at, and it's like it's not turn by turn, but you can see the incline, the decline, all that fun stuff. With PlayStation 4 and the availability of PSVR, it sort of stands to reason that there's going to be a VR component on this. That's one of the things I was very excited about. On the final version, there's going to be a VR tour. I don't have any details on what that is, but I imagine it's a way of giving you a VR tour of the cars that they so lovingly scan and render. It's more Gran Turismo. Take it as you will. Some people might find that a little boring because other games now do the same thing, and some of them even do it better. Is it a great thing? It's a thing. I'm looking forward to it. I think a lot of people who have been waiting for Gran Turismo are very excited, and they will not be disappointed because they are getting more of what they want.